Boy, if I knew then what I know now, I'd be rich by now. I heard that so much growing up. I'm talking about as a little kid, being in the barbershop, listening to the older dudes say how much money they blew, how much money they lost, how much money they wish they had invested. And I was indirectly listening to them and making mental notes so that when I got their age, I wouldn't make those same mistakes. And I've done really great with my money in my 20s, but there's still some mistakes that have burdened or hindered my journey to becoming financially free. And so I want to share with you guys those money mistakes that I made in my 20s as I enter my 30s. And even if you're not in your 20s, you may be in your 30s or your 40s. All of this advice that I'm about to give can be used and applied no matter what age you are. But my goal for you, if you are in your 20s, is not for you to have to say this later on in your life and look back and wish you hadn't made these mistakes because you're getting this advice from me right now. But before we get into the video, I just want to introduce myself real quick. My name is Quay Scott. My goal is to ignite financial elevation. So what I want to do is ignite or spark the minds and the brains to do better and be better with money. My goal is to help as many people as possible become financially stable, ultimately financially free. So if you get any value throughout this video, please don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share with your family and friends. It would mean a lot to me, but I don't want to hold you guys up too much, so we're going to go ahead and get started with the video. The first biggest wealth killer is not having any money saved. I emphasize all the time that savings is your foundation to your financial success. If you don't have a solid foundation, everything will eventually become a burden. So I always encourage people to have an immediate fund, which is slightly different from an emergency fund, but that's in a different video if you guys want more details on that. But what you want to do is aggressively save $1,500 at minimum as fast as possible. Maximum $2,500, but you want that money there just for when stuff happens, because it's never if anything happens, something is going to happen. And the best thing you can do is be prepared so you don't have to go into debt, get high interest debts to pay off for those immediate issues that come about. The second biggest wealth killer is car notes, financing cars. If you can find a reliable car that gets you from A to B that costs as less as possible, especially when you're starting out, especially in your early 20s, please take that route. Take it from me. I know you want to ride nice. I know you want to pull up in that V8 engine. You want that, I know the feeling, bro. Trust me, fam. I did the same thing. I went and got me a car, $800 a month, not including gas, not including maintenance, not including, everything, insurance. So if you add it up, it was probably $1,200, $1,300, fam. That did not go with my financial goals. That was not in alignment, but I wanted to look good. I wanted to pull up and people be like, who is that? And we all want to do that, male and female. It's natural to want to, especially when you start making your own money. But I'm telling you, that is one of the biggest wealth killers, and it's going to keep you from being able to invest more, save more, pay off your credit card debt. And lastly, a lot of people don't talk about this, but it's going to make you work harder. It's going to keep you, I don't like using the word slave, but it's going to keep you stuck in a cycle of having to always work harder and earn more money to be able to maintain it. And if we can get our money to work harder than us as early as possible to pay for those liabilities, the car that we really want, that's the best way to go about it. The third biggest wealth killer is credit cards and financing. My first introduction, the first piece of advice I got about credit cards was cut them up. Get some scissors and cut them up. I understand that now. So when I first got my first credit card, my limit was only $500. I was only using it for gas and groceries. That was my way of building my credit. Well, because I was paying it off every single month in full, Bank of America said, you know what? Here goes $2,500. What they do that for? What did they do that for? I was like, wait, I just remember randomly seeing my limit $2,500 from $500. And boy, I went and started buying stuff that I didn't even want. Didn't need it, but I had it accessible to me. And here was the bad thing. I go buy $500 worth of stuff. My statement balance will come back and I only have to pay $39 a month. And I'm like, oh, word? For real? So guess what? I went to spend some more out and I was maxing the cars out. And my payments was only like $70 a month off of $2,500. And I'm like, oh, that ain't bad. I can pay $79 a month and have all of this stuff. Didn't understand credit. Didn't understand interest rates. So I was actually, whatever I thought I was paying per month, a lot of that was going to interest and not going towards the actual principal or the balance. Same with financing. I had a 747 credit score. So in my mind, I can go finance anything I want. I had the money in my pocket, had the money in my bank account, could have paid cash for it. But again, I'm not educated. I don't understand interest rates. All I see is these big signs saying only $49.99. And I'm like, oh, I can get this $2,500 furniture and I only got to pay $49.99 a month. Psh, let's order that. Oh, this TV is this. Let's get that. oh, this is that. And I'm over leveraging my credit, not understanding that I'm falling victim to the big signs that say only $49.99 and not reading the fine print that it's 25% APR. That's where they get you. Don't fall victim to that. At a young age, many of us don't understand credit, or sometimes we don't even know about it at all because we weren't taught about it at school, at home, in church, nowhere. Nobody told us about it. So like me, we gonna see for only, that amount. But the thing is, a lot of us either don't have credit, but no credit is just as bad as bad credit. So to the financial institutions, to the lenders, they're looking at your credit report. It's like, we don't know if we can trust you. We don't know how good of a borrower you are because you have no history or you have bad history. So what we're going to do, we're going to lend to you, but we're going to give you a 25% interest rate, 30% interest rate. And a lot of people at this young age in the 20s, we don't understand that, and we don't care because we don't understand it. And so we go ahead and do it anyway, not realizing that's going to be one of the biggest burdens and biggest wealth killers to our financial journey. So if you can avoid that because you watch this video, please at all costs avoid high interest rates and take your credit seriously. A lot of people don't start to take their credit seriously until afterwards, when they're trying to get a car, when they're trying to get their first house, and they realize that they've done a whole bunch of damage to their credit in their earlier years. And now they're trying to reverse that as they get older, as they have a family. If you can take advantage of that now while you're in your 20s and you're still young, please do. The fifth biggest wealth killer, and this could have been top 3, is eating out. I'll give y'all a quick personal story from years ago when I first realized that I was spending so much money on eating out. This is when I first started tracking my expenses, which everyone should do. I'd encourage that. I was tracking my expenses and I realized that I was spending $600 a month just on food. This was Applebee's, this was McDonald's, this was Taco Bell. I mean, literally just from fast food to fine dining, $600 a month on average. At the time, I was booking a trip to Mexico. A round trip flight from Dallas to Mexico was a little less than $600. And I had the biggest mind explosion, and it changed my perspective right then and there. I'm like, bro, I'm spending $600 a month on food. I could be flying out the country. Make it make sense. And to add to that, eating out every day at work. I was just going through my bank statement the other day and I kept seeing $12.88 Chipotle. And we look at it like it's only $13. But bro, I just was spending it on lunch. Think about the people that buy breakfast on their way to work, dropping their kids off. Think about the people that buy food on their lunch break at work, get off of work, then go spend food. So let's say you spend $10 on breakfast, $13 on lunch, another $13 when you get off of work. That's $26. That's $36 a day times 5 days a week times 4 weeks in a month. You do the math on that. And that's not even including Saturday when you really gonna spend money. That's not including Sunday after church when you gonna go out to eat. And that's not including payday when you really gonna go buy that on some food. Think about that. Number 6, not matching your company's 401k match. If your employer has a 401k match, make sure that you enroll in that. Fortunately for me, my company automatically enrolled me in it, but I'll tell y'all this. I was on the job for almost 2 years. I know for sure over a year, I had no clue I had a 401k. I heard these guys that been with the company 5-10 years, they were talking about their 401ks, and I was just listening to them, and I'm like, hey, how can I check if I got anything? They showed me how to do it, and when I tell y'all I seen the biggest amount I had ever seen in an account with my name on it, and my eyes got big. I was like, bro, I got this much money? I got this much money? Crazy thing about it, I wasn't missing it out of my check. I didn't even know it was going out of my check. 5% was going out of my check. And I didn't even know, and the company was matching that 5%. So, for example, let's say my 5% was $100. The company was adding $100 to that. So that was $200 total. And that was just building and compounding as the years and the time goes by. So and I'll be transparent with y'all. I was 22 at the time. It was $18,000. I had contributed to that and I didn't even know. So if you are enrolled in your company's 401k and they have a match, whatever percentage it is, at least match up to their percentage. Because you want to have that for your future self. You don't want to be 50, 60 years old and not have nothing to fall back on. Speaking of jobs, number 7, lifestyle creep and keeping up with the Joneses. I fell victim of making more money and spending more money. And I know you have, or you know somebody that has. How many times have you heard the story about somebody getting a raise or a bonus or a higher paying job, and then their expenses, they start balling out? They had a nice car already that was getting them from A to B. Wasn't nothing wrong with it. They wouldn't upgrade it. They had a 2015. They wouldn't got the 2025. They had a nice apartment. They had a nice house. The rent was $1,000. Well, they wanted to go get the other one that's $1,700. That is one of the biggest wealth killers that we don't even understand. But I think we think, and it's natural. So I'm not judging anybody or blaming anybody because, like I said, I fell victim to it myself. I'm sharing with y'all all my experiences. I started off making, I want to say $13 an hour in my first job out of college. Well, I got promoted 2 times within 3 months. I became a team lead, and one check would cover all of my month's expenses. So I had one free check, and I was blowing it. I was going to the Polo outlet right around the corner from my apartment, buying Polo. I ain't even a fashion type dude. Keeping up with the Joneses. I'm seeing everybody else. Everybody rocking Polo. I'm spending $500 on Jordans. I spent $600 on the Travis Scott Cactus Jack 4s, the light blue ones with the, I spent $600 on a pair of shoes, bro. But because I started making more money, I was like, shoot, I can spend more money. And I was just spending more money on stuff. I wasn't experiencing and enjoying life. Now I fell victim to the lifestyle creep. Make more, spend more. As my income increased, my expenses came right there. So guess what? They balanced out. It might as well have been as equivalent as me making $13 an hour, even though I was making way more. Don't fall victim to that, fam. Stay in your own lane. If it's something that you like that don't nobody else like, you stay with what you like. Just because they buy new cars, they buy new shoes, they going here, they doing that, don't mean you have to do that. You don't have to keep up with nobody. It's always best to be yourself, stay in your lane, whether it's slow or fast. You do you, don't do what nobody else is doing. The 8th biggest wealth killer is co-signing. I mentioned to y'all earlier in the video that I had a 747 credit score. I mentioned to y'all just before this that I started making more money. I got promoted to a team lead. So I got a high credit score. I got money. I'm kind of being flashy, or people that know me know. They think I got some money. Hey, Quay, I'm trying to get this apartment. Can you co-sign for me? I'm trying to get this car. Can you co-sign for me? And in my gut and in my heart, I'm like, nah, I don't want to co-sign for you. And even in my mind, I'm thinking, but at the time, I'm like, dang, who am I to say no? If somebody need help and I can help them, let me help them. But let me tell you this, nobody's going to care as much as you do about your credit score that you built, that 700 credit score that you built. If they can't pay their car note, they can't pay their rent, they get evicted, they get a repo, that falls back on you. That's going to plummet your credit score. That's going to plummet your credit report. So be very leery about that. I would advise you not to co-sign for nobody. I know you love your mama. Is your mama responsible? I'm just being 100 with y'all. That's your brother. You love him to death. That's your sister. That's your girl. Be careful. They don't care about it like you care about it. So just keep that in mind. Number 9, not investing in the future. And I'm telling y'all this from me indirectly learning from other people. Anytime I see an elderly person working because they have to, not because they want to, it makes me invest even more, because it's like, I don't want to be in that position. And a lot of times you see a lot of older people working that late in their age, and it's not because they want to, it's because they have to. It's because they didn't make sound decisions earlier in their lives, because as you probably experiencing yourself, I'm 20. I got my whole life to make some money. I got my whole life to invest. Well, life goes fast, and every second that we lose, they're never coming back. So if you can invest $20 a week, $30 a week, do something and let that money grow, let that compound. So when you are, becoming a lot older, you can't move and do as much things as you can right now. Physically, you don't have to go and do that just to be able to survive. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I won't tell you what to invest in, but I would encourage you to get educated on different things like stocks, like real estate, other things that you can put your money into that will make money for you, that doesn't require your time, your physical presence, or your energy. Number 10, always upgrading in technology and electronics. That is one of my biggest mistakes, bro. Every time a new iPhone had to come out, I'm getting it. I just had the last one last year. Matter of fact, it ain't even been a full 12 months. I'm trying to upgrade. I'm paying an extra $300 to get the brand new phone. I'm upgrading Apple Watches. They do the same thing every single year. Oh, we got a better camera. Oh, you can see this one in 4K. You get the phone, they be like, bro, it's the same phone, fam. And even if you got the older models, once you do the iOS update, it's all becomes the same phone anyway. Don't fall victim to that, man. You're going to want to, because like I said, it's natural. A lot of this stuff is natural. We want the latest and greatest. We want the newer things because it gives us that thrill. But I'm telling you, a month into it, 2 months into it, you're going to be like, bro, it's just another phone. It's just another watch. It's the same camera I just spent $300 on. Don't fall victim to that. Number 11, this is really important. Relationships and dating can be the biggest wealth killer. Be careful on who you date. Be careful on who you're in a relationship with. If you're financially sound, or you at least have financial goals, and you're with somebody that isn't financial goal oriented, y'all don't align. You want to save, you want to invest, they want to spend. That's going to cause friction. That's going to cause a lot of, it can get a little toxic because y'all have two different mindsets when it comes to money. If you got a partner that always wants to go out every Friday, every Saturday, every Sunday and spend money, but they ain't trying to think of ways to make money, it's going to be a lot of back and forth. When you're in a relationship, when you're dating, it's important, especially if y'all are serious, to communicate about money. You have to have conversations when it comes to finances. 80%, I believe, is the stat of divorces are due to money. It's nothing to take lightly. It's best for y'all to be in alignment when it comes to money. Now, whatever that alignment is between y'all's relationship. It's not a universal law that you pay this, she pay that. It's what works out for y'all, but y'all have to have that communication. Y'all have to be on the same page. Y'all have to be in alignment when it comes to money. Trust me. Number 12, going out. Bars, clubs, any kind of entertainment that costs money. It costs $150 just to go outside. I'm talking about, we just went out to this R&B night on a Wednesday not too long ago. We had to pay $20 before we even got out the car. $20 for parking. We stood in line, got drinks. I think one drink was $25. Oh my God. I make my head hurt just thinking about it. I think we spent $25 on a drink. You got to pay $25 to get in. So especially if you're in a relationship, that's $50. And then if you go eat, that's a minimum $50 just for you, just for one person, especially if you drink. The drinks is really what gets you. Is $15. They cost sometimes more than a meal. So be careful. I'm not saying don't enjoy life. I'm not saying don't have fun. But if you really trying to be for real about your money, you trying to build financial stability, you trying to become financially free, we got to sacrifice sometimes. I mean, go out once a month or every 2 weeks. Don't go out every single weekend spending $150 Friday, Saturday, and then $75 Sunday. You done spent $400 in 3 days, fam. And you wonder where your money went. You spent it all out trying to be outside. It's okay to be bored for a little bit. It's okay to be in grind mode. It's okay to stack up and miss out on some fun, because I guarantee you, you're not missing nothing. Especially if you can sacrifice it and you can save that $400 every 3 days, every single week. $400, $1,200, $1,600. That's $2,400 in a month, fam. Come on. Do that for 3 months. You up 6, 7 bands. Put that into something that's going to bring you $400 a month. Then go outside and ball out. Number 13, holidays and birthdays. Holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, even Easter. A lot of us, Mother's Day. That's a big one. Mother's Day is coming up. A lot of times we go overboard. And I understand you love your mama. You love your granny. And you want them to have a magnificent Mother's Day. But do not go broke for it. Do not put yourself in a financial situation do not burden yourself financially for one day out of the month. You show your mama love all year round. I guarantee you, she would want you to make sure that you're straight financially before you put yourself in debt to go get her some perfume, to go get her whatever you're trying to get her to make her day. I guarantee you, if you say, mama, listen, I'm on this journey right now. I'm trying to get my money right. I can't do it this. Or plan in advance. That saved me so much money. We know these holidays come the same time every single year. And for whatever reason, we wait till Saturday at 5 p.m. We know Mother's Day is on Sunday to go out. And then we do a whole bunch of impulsive spending. And now we done spent $200 that we didn't plan on spending. That money really should have went to the light bill. So now we're going to be short on something else. Now we're going to be robbing Peter to pay Paul. Got to go dig in our credit card, get in more debt, let more interest build up, pay more towards that over one day out of a year. We can't do that. We can't do that for Mother's Day. We can't do that for Christmas, our kids' birthdays. We got to do better, and we got to be better with money. That's what this channel is about. I got to keep it real with y'all. Number 14, get rich quick schemes. Now, I heard this quote from Myron Goldman. He said, people tell you don't get rich quick, but it ain't enough time in the world to get rich slow. And I agree with that 100%. But when I'm saying get rich quick schemes, I'm talking about people that put no thought, no plan, no strategy together to get money quick. We just literally shooting in the dark, shooting with our eyes closed, hoping that whatever we put this money towards make us a millionaire overnight. And we put so much money into that that we literally lose it all behind it. Sports betting is taking over like the 80s, you know, that epidemic. I don't want to say the word, but it's taking over. And that epidemic, I've seen people lose thousands, and then they lose money and spend more money trying to recoup what they lost. They done lost $1,700. They just won a little $200 parlay, and then they're gonna post that on Snapchat. Bro, you still in the red, bro. You $1,500 in the red, but you want to post that? We go to the casinos and we put hundreds and thousands into that, lose all of that, but we want to get rich. We want to get wealthy. We want to be financially free. I've done all of that. I really don't do casinos, but I fell victim to the sports gambling. It was the thrill. It was the watching it, trying to see if it's gonna hit. But when I found out that I was donating more than I was winning, I deleted the apps. This ain't contributing to my wealth journey. This ain't contributing to me becoming financially free. I'm donating at that point. I'm losing more than I'm winning. And so a lot of people, I don't think, keep checks and balances of their gambling. Yeah, you might have hit 1,000, but how much have you spent? How much have you spent? How much have you put in? What's the checks and balances, fam? And lastly, I put this last simply because I didn't experience it, but I'm seeing it right now, and it's affecting millions of people. Student loan debt. They are now starting to garnish people's wages, their income taxes, any kind of income that they can to get these student loan debts paid back. If you can go to a smaller college, a community college, or even go to, get a trade. I mean, it may cost some money to do that as well, but it's a lot less. And truth be told, bro, a lot of these community colleges, these smaller colleges, they got the same degree. You can go to, I'm in Texas, you can go to Texas A&M Commerce, and your degree is still going to say Texas A&M, but for whatever reason, people want to go to College Station because that's the big one. That's the one that's on TV. That's the one everybody know about. And that's what I think they get us into, is these big names, and they go and get us in this big debt, and it hinders us and follows us throughout our whole lives. But those are all of my personal biggest wealth mistakes. If you're watching this and you have something that's hindered your financial success or your biggest wealth mistake, please comment below. Let us know so other people can learn from your experience as well. I hope this was valuable to you. If it was, please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video, share it with your family and friends. But I do appreciate y'all for tuning in.